everybody, what is up? It's OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi Guy, for another edition of The Mikey Show. And today, I'm going to go over the Peachtree Audio Carina GaN amplifier. It's an all-in-one, actually, except for the streamer. You add the streamer. And I want to use this time to kind of point out the distinction between what I would consider mainstream, high-volume, corporate type audio that is just a smart business idea, and then the hi-fi, the true hi-fi that has passion in it, that actually still has a value, the Goldilocks zone. You hear me talk about that again and again. There are products that are in the Goldilocks zone, and then there's the high-level product that is in the zone of whatever, like off this planet, doesn't even make sense. So again, my intent here is not to slam anything, and I'm not slamming anything. I may show its shortcomings, but that is for the purpose of educating you into how to differentiate between the three levels and not get yourself confused. Because this is a hard industry to understand. It's confusing. It can be very confusing when you try and go out and figure, well, where do I draw the line? Well, first you need to decide, what kind of buyer are you? Are you a budget buyer, which means maybe, $10,000 or less? Or are you a Goldilocks zone buyer, which means $20,000 to maybe $200,000? And then are you a foo-foo buyer, okay, which is $200,000 and up? Okay, whatever, those are my names for it. It doesn't have any indication of the buyer. It's just what I call it in my brain, okay? Squirrel cage. And so that's that. I just want to bring that to you, so here we go. Thanks for joining. Everybody, so I wasn't just teasing you yesterday with the sexy unboxing of this thing. That's honestly totally how I feel about what unboxings are. They're so silly. Anyways, here is the Peachtree Carina GaN gallium nitride version. Thought it was $4,000. It turns out, I look online, this thing's $2,600 pretty much everywhere you look. So it's less than I thought. Okay, it looks like it's got headphone stuff, and I'm not going to go into all the little technical details because it doesn't matter. Okay, as you know from dealing with me, I'm about what does it sound like. And does it seem like it has a value and all that kind of stuff? First off, I can comment about the look, and we can all see that, right? It's pretty. My guess is this is probably printed on there for them to do it at this price. But either way, it doesn't matter. It looks cool. It looks like real wood. Looks almost like, what is that, Macassar ebony or something like that? It's well put together. As you can see with this design, this is a circle, if you will, or a channel, a rectangle actually, like a tube. And then the product slides in, the board, a single board units. This is all assembled, and then it slides into the chassis at the end, and they bolt it in from the bottom, and then it's ready to go. I'm going to be honest with you, nothing could be less intriguing to me, nothing could be less interesting than these kind of products. These are the products that I'm not interested in. I'm interested in more like the Daniel Hertz, like the playback designs, things that are more of a refined, exotic build. But I am doing this for you guys anyways. First of all, because it was right in front of my face, and I figured I'd ask for it just so I can bring it, and just so I'm talking about something that is $2,600. Now, as you look here, it's got brushed aluminum trim. So all these little cues make them feel like they got their money's worth. All these the brushed aluminum. So it's done very smart. Now, it's got the kitschy little disco lights inside. Personally, I find that off-putting myself. But these guys know who they're marketing to. My guess is gamer age people. And so when you see these LEDs that are in there, it's reminiscent of a gaming computer. So it probably hits their mark dead square on the head as for who they're marketing to. So it's kind of exciting. As you turn the different inputs, you can see different lights go on and off. It's Christmas time in there, right? the disco party. So it's cool in that regard for some people. I am trying to give this thing the best I can possibly give it in order to sound the best it can. In other words, this power cord that is on there costs more than this whole unit, okay? I have an $800 power supply on that switch, which is a secondary switch. I have another main switch. This is just to filter the incoming Ethernet. I have it plugged into a $2,800 power filter, which you see right there. So already we're far beyond the cost of this Peachtree. What's giving it its signal? $11,500 streamer. Okay, so I'm giving it absolute, and then the speakers are $16,000 Eggleston Works, and I'll get into that later. That's another video. But so I'm giving this thing the max I could possibly give it because I want to give it the benefit of the doubt for when I'm listening. I don't want anything to be a variable. Well, that wasn't up to snuff, or this wasn't up to snuff, so that's why it doesn't sound good. Okay, there's none of that. We've got this thing pimped out as much as we could with everything that we can. And I'll do this song again. I know you guys love to hear this. And the remote is very handy, right? It's got everything on the remote. So the feature set of being able to control it from over here is pretty cool. You don't have to get up.
Baby, on the way, I was melting like ice on the back of my spine. We'll be going tonight. You know I saw that eye in the corner of the light, playing games with my mind. It's going down tonight. So ready for this on the floor. Oh, you know that I'm coming back for more. Take it slow, I'm burning, baby, you know.
It's good, okay, by my standards, okay? It doesn't go further than good, but you must realize I have, a $250,000 audio rig. So it's a different thing, okay? It's a completely different thing. They can't be in the same ballpark. If you review this stuff it doesn't mix. They're two different things. They're two ends of hi-fi, apples and oranges. The critique that you would apply towards this thing is not the same critique that you would apply towards my level stuff, okay? So two things. First of all, realize that there isn't a true reviewer that could review both the ends of things because it's a different skill set. You can't, I could say, yeah, sure, it's great. It is great for the money. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, if $2,600 is what you have to spend on a DAC and an amp and a preamp to plug stuff in, this is your piece, okay? Without a question, buy this thing. It sounds good, okay? But can I hear a difference between this and the more expensive stuff? Absolutely, okay? Well, maybe you ask, what is it? Well, as soon as the S's come, it's a smear. S is not a clear, concise S, so the sibilance, there's more pronounced sibilance. Now, this is what to be expected. This is what you would hear on anything in this price range. This is where you hear it, okay? Sibilance, S is smear. It's a S, It's a smear. It just sounds like a smear. It doesn't sound concise. It's a two-dimensional soundstage. It's not three-dimensional, layered, like coming at you like you could walk into it. It is, the frequency response is all there. It's got lows, mids, highs, blah, 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 whatever, right? But it doesn't have the distinct layering. And I wouldn't expect it to at this price. So for me, it's a non-engaging sound, okay? Because I'm steeped on the expensive stuff. So my hearing and my listening is completely different. It's at a different level than it would be for this. I find that it's a cool little product. It's definitely a cool little product. It's beautiful. It has cool lights. It has complete functionality. It can power these speakers. We got it, I think, down to 11 on its little volume. I could try going all the way to 0, but I'd be afraid that it would. I would just be afraid. I don't want to turn it. I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll do that for you guys. Let me see where the limit is. I'm going to play it a little out. I'm going to take it. I was being kind with it a second ago. Let me now turn it up and see what it has at some higher volumes. I'm not going to bring you along for this, but I'll tell you. So hold on. Well, maybe I'll bring you along. Okay. You convinced me. Okay, so. And I hope I don't break it because then I'm going to buy it.
It all came back like the breakdown of a door. I saw
Here's 0.
you on the floor.
This is at 0, full power.
What you waiting for? It's all night, stored in the void of time.
Okay, so it's a wash. It's a wash. It gets bad when you turn it up like that. Now again, I'm being unfair to this thing. I'm maxing it out to its max potential. That is unfair to do to a piece of gear because you're throttling the piss out of it. I've got a bird by its neck and I'm squeezing, okay? So it's no fair, but it gives you guys a chance to see the difference, so you can tell the difference. What is the difference between something that costs $2,600 and something that costs $26,000? There is a difference. There has to be a difference, of course, but it's not meant to try and do anything other than be a $2,600 piece that a family could put in their family room and with some speakers, and it's not trying to be high end, okay? So I have to like try and jilt the way that I look at stuff. I can't do it with my normal eyes. I have to change the way that I look at things in order to cut this thing slack because it's only freaking 26. My power cord that's on there is double the price of this thing, okay? So, but it's so, let me put it this way. If $3,000 is your budget for amp and DAC, then this is your piece, okay? You guys are dying for me to do this. You're going to want me to listen to it compared to C-Wave and Mark's unit right there. Hang on. So I thought it'd only be fair to come back here and just show you the first part of this, which is the backs of the units and how the wires are attached and all the, hardware, if you will. These are common plastic shrouded, crank down, you turn them down with your fingers and all that kind of stuff. Marks are custom. There is, as you can see, those are proprietary. Nobody else has those outputs. Okay, this white is all Delrin. You can look at the electrical properties and everything, and then custom plates and those plates, and then these knobs have a slot in them, and there's a torque tool right here that comes off that has this little tab. Let's see if I can get it in there. You can get that, you can see. Can you see that? It's hard to see with the lighting. But there's a tab. So that fits in the slot of that, and then you can torque it down. You put it there, and then you can torque it down, and then you put it right into that slot. And then it's got covers on the RCAs, these little RCA protectors. Everything is the same in terms of the hookups. You can see the chassis a little different. It's wave glass. You know, the knobs are a little different, but, you know, I mean, I'm not going to trip out on that. Okay, now Mark's is supposed to warm up. He said it's got a pretty decent warm-up phase, so I'm going to let it warm up if I can. Unless, I'm going to listen to it right off the cuff, and if it sounds different and it's obvious, I'll play it now. Otherwise, I'm going to warm it up. Okay, so I don't even have to let Mark's warm up. Okay, I turn it on and immediately, it's not even warm yet. Okay, and the Peachtree was on for the last 2 days, or I'm sorry, 24 hours. Okay, so the Mark's piece is definitely not maxed out because I really don't need to play it any louder, and I wouldn't max it out because I might, you know, it might be the speakers probably bottom out. It's got more power, I think, than these speakers are willing to take. But let's give it an example, and here it goes, just straight off the bat with the cold Daniel Hertz Maria, cold.
Baby, on the way, I was melting like ice on the back of my spine. Where we going tonight? You know I saw that eye in the corner of the light, playing games with my mind. It's going down tonight. So ready for them on the floor. You know I'm coming back for more tickets, so I'm burning, baby, you know.
Okay, so, I mean, that's pretty clear to hear. It's night and day here, okay? It's not even freaking close. And it shouldn't be. That's a 16,000 euro. So whatever that is, 17 grand versus 2,600, okay? There's no way you can build the same level of product. Not only that, but Maria uses C-Wave technology, which is a way of processing PCM to not have any harshness and to sound more smooth and analog. What I realized here, which I'm going to have to go back and listen to, is that when this guy sings at the very beginning, I'm hearing what happens, sounds that happen when he backs away from the microphone. So he moves his mouth or he breathes. After he's done with his vocal, he steps back from the mic, and I can hear his breath, okay? I have not heard that yet. So that's pretty wild. I'm hearing into this recording, and that is an example of what high-level audio does. You hear more into the music. You hear more of the parts of the music. All the little teeny little pieces that the microphone picked up, you actually are carried through and played back. Okay, so that's a distinction. Now, again, I am told that this unit, this piece, greatly improves with warm-up. that it needs like 24 hours to settle in, warm up, whatever. And we just did it with 3 minutes of warm up. So you can clearly hear, I hope you can hear the difference. So that tells us again the distinction. The Peachtree is something worthy of its moniker. It has a beautiful box. It's beautifully built. It's $2,600, and it does sound good, okay? But what you just heard, Mark Levinson's piece, sounds fucking great, okay? There's a difference between sounds good and sounds great. So you see, like, I'm already getting heat. Can you see Mikey starting to redline? It's because I have this, it's really resentment towards videos that are telling you, that play stuff that is $600 and tell you it's the best thing I've heard, or $2,000, I don't know, whatever the dreck is. This is cannon fodder stuff to me. It's boom, you shoot it out the cannon 1,000 at a time to Amazon, and then they sell it. It's different than what the passionate stuff is, okay? The passionate stuff is different. And I'm not knocking the corporate stuff. Please be clear. I'm telling you there's a place for it, there's a certain buyer for it, and there's a certain seller for it. I'm not your seller for that, okay? And I want to show you the distinction. The purpose of this video is more to show you the distinction, because there are people that are under the ether that believe that the $2,600 Peachtree is going to be able to compete with something like Mark Levinson, which I just, and Daniel Hertz, I'm sorry, the Daniel Hertz Maria. So it's just showing you the distinction, okay? There is no comparison. The Daniel Hertz is on a far higher level, okay? There's, you know, does the Peachtree have more functionality? It's got a cool remote with everything on the remote. Yeah, okay, it has that functionality. But what are you after, okay? Are you after Sonic? Are you after remote control with all the cool buttons and a cool distinctive display with the dot matrix thing and the pretty lights inside? Hey, you can have whatever you want, but just, again, don't understand that my reason for this video is to show you the distinction so that you can make a proper decision based on what you desire. Because if you're looking for high-end audio sound and you buy a Peachtree, in this case, in my room listening with these speakers, I did not receive a high-end result. It was good, but functionality-wise, if somebody wants one box to put, their family can use it, all that kind of stuff, it's killer. Trying to keep some sort of reason and reality for you guys, and that's why I brought the Peachtree in, was to give an opposite vision of what I normally show. This is a very well done piece, and I think if $3,000 is your budget, there's your piece. You know, I can't sell you anything that's an all-in-one for $3,000. Same with headphones. I don't sell headphones. Same with damn turntables. I don't sell turntables. Go to Dr. Vinyl. Buy it from Jose Ramirez, man. He's a good guy. He knows about that stuff. Buy your headphones from, who knows, Headphones Incorporated. You know, from somebody else that's passionate about headphones. I specialize in high-end, specific, beautiful, not high number type refined sound. And I curate your system for you. I'm not a widget seller. So anyways, I know that was a whole bunch of stuff, but again, I'm trying to make it clear what my spot is in this for you guys, where I lie, and then how these products, how there's differences. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. And there was my whole piece about how to differentiate between $2,800 and $15,000 and $200,000. You know, later on, we will have the big audio system in here that's going to be a $250,000 rig, and I'll play the same song and you can hear it. Thanks for joining. See you.